And you've been listening to the New Music Alliance Radio Hour, and I'm Mark Sherry here with Mistress Miriam and our two special guests, Tony Vacca and Derrick Jordan. And you just heard Avery Sharpe doing My Friend, Don't Be Afraid to Ask for Help. And before that, we had Big Sir by Charles Langford. So let's talk a little bit about Avery Sharpe and his song, My Friend, Don't Be Afraid to Ask for Help. Avery's now living up in the hill towns of Western Mass, up in Plainfield. This song is just, it's beautiful. It's the piano is so fantastic, and of course the bass is, so solid throughout.
Avery.
It's
Yeah.
Avery. Yeah, that's all you can say.
Yeah, about a year and a half ago or so, I got a call from Avery. Hey, I got a project, man, a recording project that I'd like you to be on it. And he sends me the music. I'm like, dude, this is crazy stuff. I mean, I can read, but wow, okay. And I dive in, and it was amazing. And in its essence, it was two quartets playing simultaneously, a string quartet made up of two violins, viola, and cello, and then a jazz quartet made up of Avery on bass, and then piano, drums, and percussion. And so, yeah, there was a lot of depth. And this song in particular, what I loved about it was it had the piano, bass, and balafon all playing a unison line, which was so reminiscent to me of the early jazz where you'd have this combination, piano, bass, and drums just playing a figure. But this thing just, the strings just are magical and playing parts that are hard to play, and yet they're making them sound easy. And the band just sort of flies, and there's everything from time changes to unlikely combinations of instruments that I just made it. I just loved playing it. It was a big challenge for me to play, and it was a pleasure to play with such good performers.
And we started out with a brand new tune by Charles Langford from Springfield, Massachusetts. His new tune, Big Sir. And his sax is just so good. He's so good. And we just actually inducted one of his songs into our Essential Western New England Songbook, which is our listenable anthology of many of the best songs ever written by artists from the Western New England area. And that was his tune, Dance With Me, back as a 2021 tune.
Well, Charles, I mean, first of all, there's no way I can get away from the word smooth when I hear him play, and funky. And he's got a deep sense of how jazz really works. So while you can hear it's smooth and I'm dreaming and it's all that, but he's an unusual cat in that, he's got his Texarkana roots and then up to New England. He's smooth, and yet at the same time, if you let him go, if you say, let it rip, Charles, John Coltrane is in the mix there. He knows the depth and the fury that a saxophone can bring, and to say he has a big sound is an exaggeration, but it's gigantic. It's a gigantic sound that he has. And Derrick, you've played a lot with him. You know how his mind works because the two of you are often sharing, lines. What does this sound like to you?
Yeah, Charles is just fantastic and a great player to play with. Very expressive, and I really love working with Charles every chance we get.
So, Tony, I wanted to ask you before I forget, where can people possibly see you coming up soon?
The next thing in the region is Friday, August 30th, Do It Now, which is a group that Beat Poet Laureate Paul Richmond instigated. And we're going to be playing as part of the National Beat Poetry Foundation. If you just type in National Beat Poetry Foundation, you'll see it. We're going to play that Friday, August 30th. And all the details will be on their website, but it's in or near New Hartford, Connecticut. And then on September 21st, we're going to be, Fusion Nomads is going to be playing at the Shea Theater. That's Saturday, September 21st. So,
And that's in Turner's Falls, Mass.
oh yeah, that's right, in Turner's Falls. Really cool venue. I had been there a long time ago, and it was old and funky and a little beat up, but still really nice. And then the town completely rebuilt it. It's such a beautiful venue. So great place to hear music. Hope people come out to check us out.
Yeah. Well, we've got one more tune left for in our next block, and that is a tune by NRBQ called A Little Bit of Bad.